Hey there, friend. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been out for a simple walk in the neighborhood, enjoying the fresh air, when suddenly your instincts start tingling? Maybe it's a stranger walking too close behind you, or a group of teens getting a little too loud on the corner. You feel your chest tighten just a little, and your steps speed up, even though you're telling yourself it's probably nothing. And it probably is nothing. But what if one day it isn't? See, feeling vulnerable is something we don't talk about enough, especially as we get older. We've spent decades building strength, raising families, surviving setbacks, and showing up for life. But even with all that experience, there comes a point when you start to feel just a little less physically powerful than you once were. It's not about fear. It's about readiness. That quiet confidence that says, I'm not an easy target. That's exactly why today, I want to share with you some simple but powerful self-defense tools designed with seniors in mind. We're not talking about martial arts or learning how to flip someone over your shoulder. We're talking about easy-to-carry, legal, non-lethal tools that help you feel prepared and empowered every time you step outside your door. Tools that are small, practical, and even a little clever. Things you can clip on your keychain or keep in your bag without looking like you're gearing up for a mission. So let's jump in, starting with one of my personal favorites. Imagine this. You've just finished a lovely dinner at your favorite restaurant. You're walking back to your car, maybe it's getting a little dark, and the parking lot's half empty. Suddenly, you hear footsteps behind you. Now, instead of fumbling with your keys or digging through your purse for your phone, your hand goes straight to a little device clipped to your bag. You press a button, and instantly a shrieking, high-pitched alarm cuts through the silence like a siren. That's the magic of the personal safety alarm. These little devices are powerful. They're about the size of a key fob and couldn't be easier to use. You press or pull, and boom, the noise is loud enough to startle anyone and attract attention from anyone nearby. I remember chatting online with a woman named Helen. She's in her 70s, still living independently, and she said this tiny alarm saved her from what could have been a nasty encounter in her grocery store parking lot. The second the alarm went off, the man behind her bolted. Just like that. No confrontation, no chase, just noise and safety. The beauty of it is that you don't need any special strength, no perfect aim. It works whether you're feeling calm or panicked. And it gives you those extra few seconds to get away or for someone nearby to come help. You can clip one on your purse, belt loop, or keychain. Nobody even notices it until you need it. That's what I love. It's quiet confidence in your pocket. Now let's talk about something a little more unexpected. A cane with a secret. Maybe you already use a cane, or maybe you know someone who does. It's a symbol of wisdom, of experience. But today's canes aren't just for balance. Some of them come with a surprising twist, a built-in stun feature. Stay with me here. I know it sounds a little like science fiction, but the stun cane is real, and it's remarkable. Imagine someone starts approaching you aggressively, maybe trying to grab your bag. You're not going to outrun them. And swinging a cane like a baseball bat might not be your style either. But with the stun cane, a single press of a button sends a powerful electric shock through the tip, enough to make any attacker think twice before coming closer. I heard from a gentleman named Earl, who has arthritis in both hands. He told me pepper spray was just too tricky for him to use quickly. But his stun cane? That's his favorite walking companion. He said it made him feel like he got his freedom back. He goes for daily walks again, not because he's reckless, but because he knows he has something that can protect him if things go sideways. And there's more. Some of these canes come with built-in flashlights, so you can shine a light down the path if you're out late or see someone lingering in the shadows. The cane itself is sturdy too. Even without the stun feature, it's still a solid tool to create distance or regain your balance if you're thrown off. But when it counts, that jolt of electricity gives you just enough edge to walk away in one piece. All right, now let me tell you about something that might already be sitting on your nightstand. A flashlight. But not just any flashlight. A tactical flashlight. Think of it as your everyday flashlight's older, tougher cousin. These aren't just for changing a fuse or looking under the couch. They're built to be bright, durable, and ready for self-defense. I once met a retired postal worker named Frank at a senior meetup. Funny guy, full of stories. He told me he keeps one of these tactical flashlights in his glove compartment, one on his bedside table, and one in his golf bag. When I asked why, he grinned and said, "Because I like to see, and I like to be seen." But more seriously, he said it gave him peace of mind. These flashlights aren't just bright, they're blinding. We're talking about 1,000 lumens of light, strong enough to make someone freeze or shield their eyes. If someone's coming at you, flashing one of these in their face can disorient them just long enough for you to get away or call for help. And if you ever needed to, the flashlight itself is tough enough to be used as a striking tool. Most of them are made from aircraft-grade aluminum. That's not just marketing. It means they're strong, lightweight, and easy to grip. Frank said his flashlight once lit up the whole backyard like it was noon. He laughed about it, but it stuck with me. Light can be a weapon, not just against darkness, but against danger. And a flashlight is something nobody questions. You can bring it into a store, keep it in your car, or clip it to your walker. It's protection that doesn't draw attention, and that's what makes it so smart. You see, what all of these tools have in common is that they're easy. They don't require training or brute strength. They're subtle, and they work. You're not trying to become a ninja, just someone who can say with confidence, "Not today." Now let's keep going, because the next few tools we're going to talk about, well, they're even sneakier and just as powerful. You ever hear of a pepper spray pen? Sounds like something out of a spy movie, right? But it's a real thing, and it's one of the smartest little tools you can carry. Picture this. You're standing at the bus stop, minding your own business. A man approaches, a little too close for comfort. Your gut tells you something's off, but you don't want to make a scene. Instead of digging through your bag, fumbling for a traditional spray that looks like, well, a weapon, your fingers wrap around what looks like a regular pen in your jacket pocket. One quick twist of the cap, a press of the thumb, and suddenly, that man's backing off, eyes stinging, nose burning, and you're walking away with your head high and your heart still beating steady. That's the power of the pepper spray pen. Looks like a writing tool. Feels like control. A woman named Helen I spoke with online told me she carries one everywhere. Church, the grocery store, bingo night. She says it blends right into her purse next to her lipstick and coupons, and no one's the wiser. But if trouble ever came knocking, she'd be ready with what she calls her little storm in a pen. There's something so satisfying about that. Not having to walk around like a warrior, but knowing that if you need to, you can respond. Quick, calm, and without hesitation. And speaking of stealth and readiness, let me tell you about something that might already be on your keychain. It's called a Kuboton. Now I know it sounds a little exotic, but what it really is a small, sturdy stick, usually made of metal or hard plastic, that sits quietly next to your house keys. Looks innocent enough, right? But in the right hands, it's a mighty little force multiplier. Jerry, a retired train conductor I once met at a local community center, swore by his. He called it his get-out-of-trouble stick. He said, "If someone grabs me from behind, they're getting a sharp jab in the ribs, and I'll be out of there before they figure out what hit them." That's the beauty of the Kuboton. It doesn't require a ton of strength, just a firm grip and a quick move. It's designed for real-life close-up situations where every second counts. You can practice with it too, just like Jerry does. He says he taps pillows while watching the news, just to keep his reflexes sharp. And honestly, that small act alone builds confidence. Because confidence isn't about being fearless. It's about knowing you've got something in your corner. A tool, a plan, and the presence of mind to act when it matters most. Now, if you're someone who prefers a bit more reach, maybe the idea of someone getting too close is a little too uncomfortable, then let me introduce you to the expandable baton. Now don't worry, this isn't some big heavy stick you have to swing around like a baseball bat. It's lightweight, discreet, and compact until you need it. One flick of the wrist and click. You've got 2 to 3 feet of sturdy steel ready to create space between you and anyone with bad intentions. Don, a retired construction worker from Minnesota, told me he carries one in his car door pocket. "It's like carrying a little backbone with me," he said. "I may not run fast anymore, but I can sure keep someone at arm's length." And here's the thing. When you're out walking your dog, or getting the mail at dusk, or just strolling through the park, sometimes just knowing you have something with reach can make all the difference. That extra second it gives you to shout, to move, to make a decision. That's everything. Don once tested his baton on a watermelon in his backyard just for fun. Said it split the thing in half with a single swing. And that visual stuck with me. Not because it's aggressive, but because it shows just how much force even a compact baton can carry. You don't need to hit hard. You just need to show you're not defenseless. That's what creates hesitation in the mind of an attacker. That's what buys you time. And if you're the kind of person who wants something a little different, something flexible but still fierce, have you ever thought about carrying a tactical whip? I know, sounds wild. But stay with me. These aren't Indiana Jones-style leather whips, and you're not going to be swinging from tree to tree. These are lightweight coiled tools, think strong cable or flexible baton, that fit neatly into a purse or bag. They're easy to carry, and when you flick them out, they extend and crack like a warning. Ed, a retired high school teacher from Ohio, told me he started using one to chase squirrels off his porch and ended up loving it for the added peace of mind. He keeps one tucked into the side pocket of his walking bag now. Says it gives him space and keeps his joints moving. Honestly, it's a low-impact way to practice coordination and build confidence, with a surprise twist most people would never expect. A whip sounds unusual, but what it really says is, I'm not afraid to defend myself, and I'm not going down quietly. Just like the baton, it gives you distance. But it also gives you rhythm, motion, control, like dancing with your strength, not against it. The wonderful thing about all of these tools, whether it's a pen, a keychain, a cane, or even a coiled whip, is that they're subtle. They don't shout, I'm armed. They whisper, I'm ready. And that whisper carries power. The kind that calms you when the world gets loud. The kind that walks you through the parking lot with your chin high. The kind that reminds you, no matter your age, you still get to feel safe in your body, in your space, in your life. And let's be real. We don't want to live in fear. That's no way to spend these golden years we've earned. But being prepared, being just one step ahead, just a little more aware, that's not fear. That's freedom. That's wisdom. And that, my friend, is something no one can take from you. Let's keep going because we're not done yet. And there are still a few more tools that might just surprise you. One of them is a little thing called a monkey fist. Now I know, that name sounds more like a circus trick than a self-defense tool, but hear me out. A monkey fist is a compact ball made by tying paracord or strong rope around a small steel core. It looks harmless, kind of like a keychain with a knot on the end. But if someone ever tried to grab you, that little knot can swing with enough force to really stop them in their tracks. Nancy, a retired nurse from Florida, told me she keeps one on her keys. She said she's 5 feet tall on a good day, but when she's got that monkey fist in her hand, she feels like she's 6'4" and made of steel. It's all about leverage and surprise. The motion is simple, a flick of the wrist, a swing to the side, and that little knot becomes a wrecking ball. It's discreet, it's legal in most places, and it gives you a sense of control without having to carry something bulky or intimidating. She likes to say, nobody expects an old lady with a keychain to be a threat. And that's exactly the point. You're not looking for a fight. But if one comes to you, it's nice to know you've got something in your hand that gives you a fighting chance. And let's be honest, there's something satisfying about swinging that thing around. even if you're just practicing in the living room. But not every tool has to strike or shock or swing. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is make noise. Enter the safety whistle. Simple, old school, and shockingly effective. Ruth, a woman I met in an online seniors forum, told me she's been using a safety whistle since the 80s, and she's never once left home without one. She keeps it around her neck or clipped to her bag, and if she ever feels uneasy, she puts it in her hand. One sharp blow and it screams out across a whole block, loud enough to turn heads, wake up dogs, and stop any would-be troublemaker in their tracks. She says she once blew it so hard that a nearby golden retriever howled for 10 minutes straight, and the guy who was tailing her crossed the street and disappeared. What I love about whistles is how foolproof they are. No batteries, no buttons, no complicated mechanics. You just breathe in, blow out, and suddenly you're not alone. You've got attention. You've got noise. You've got control. And that brings us to one last tool, one you might already have hanging by the front door, your umbrella. Yep, that's right. Something as simple as an umbrella can double as a powerful self-defense tool if you know how to use it. And here's the good news. You don't have to take any classes or be in perfect shape to make it work. Hank, a retired bus driver from Oregon, told me he prefers carrying an umbrella over a cane because it gives him balance, shade, and protection, all in one. One rainy afternoon, he said someone tried to snatch his shopping bag. Without missing a beat, he lunged forward with his umbrella and jabbed the man right in the gut. Nothing fancy. Just one quick motion that sent the guy running. That umbrella didn't just keep the rain off, it kept him safe. And the best part? Nobody looks twice at an older gentleman or lady carrying an umbrella, even on a sunny day. It blends in. But when trouble shows up, you've got a tool in your hand that can create space, block an attack, or give you a second to escape. Some umbrellas even come reinforced, with strong ribs and sturdy tips designed to hold up under pressure. And if nothing else, you'll be ready for a surprise rainstorm. So either way, you win. All of these tools, from alarms to umbrellas, from Kubotons to flashlights, share one powerful truth. They're not about fear. They're about empowerment. About taking back the quiet confidence that might have faded over the years, bit by bit, as the world changed and you started feeling a little more vulnerable. But here's what I want you to remember. You're not powerless. Not even close. You have experience. You have instinct. You have courage. All you need is something small to back it up. Something that says, I'm not helpless. I'm prepared. And that, my friend, is a beautiful thing. So whether it's a pen, a cane, a keychain, or just your own voice in the form of a whistle, keep it close. Practice with it. Get comfortable holding it. Because the more natural it feels in your hand, the more confident you'll be when the moment comes. I'd love to hear what you think. Have you ever used one of these tools? Or have your own little trick for staying safe? Share it in the comments. Your story might just help someone else feel a little braver. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead and click that like button, share it with someone you care about, and don't forget to subscribe to Strong Elderly Life for more real, practical advice to help you live with strength and confidence. Here's to walking tall, feeling safe, and knowing that no matter your age, you are still powerful, still sharp, and still in charge of your own story. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time.